Hello friends, welcome to Behind the Designs, where I create a beautiful life through creative planning. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be doing just a little bit of crafty fun in our mini planners or the planner of your choice. And I'll be using some of these supplies here. Hopefully everything goes as I have planned, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of set up a few of the things I had planned, and then it'll kind of be the same for each one, and you'll see what I mean as we get into it. But I normally do my little crafty thing on Saturday, but as you know, it's holiday time and we all need to get that shopping done at some point. So I'm doing this on Sunday. I'm going to make it as quick as I can. I know we're all wanting to relax, as do I. And so I'm going to kind of just jump right in. Now, this is going to be a really simple and easy craft. You will need these supplies. I have a We Are Memory Keepers heat gun. Again, any heat gun will work, and I will link anything in the description box below. But you'll need a heat gun, preferably one that has one of these little stands, because once you heat it up, it does get quite hot. And then I chose, it's a really simple brush. It's just a craft brush. It's a fan brush. I guess you can, it's a semi-hard bristle. Again, all you're using it for is to brush away a few little things. Then I have a glitter tray. Mine happens to be from Michaels. You can use a folded piece of paper, whatever works for you. I have an Embossing pen. I admit I've had this for quite some time. In fact, this is the wrong one. This is black. Let me grab the right one. I hope. Interesting, they both say they're black, but I thought, so here's the, now I'm worried because now I don't even know if I have what I need. This is the package. It's a Ranger Embossing pen. It says one clear and one black. I assumed the white was the clear. I've only ever used the ink, like the stamping ink. Let's give it a try. I mean, you may not see it, but I'll see it. I just need to know. Okay, so that seems to be clear. Then, again, maybe I was correct. Oh, yes. Okay, so again, whichever you plan to use it for, you have options. So what I need to do, I needed clear. So I am using an Embossing clear. And my video is doing a funky thing. I'm not sure. Hold on one moment, because this is not going to work if you can't see. Okay, so hopefully I fixed that and it will not be doing that, hopefully, throughout the video. Okay, back to my pens. We're going to use an Embossing pen, and it is clear. And then I also have this white embossing powder. It is from Ranger, and I haven't even used it yet. So let me get it open, because it may, I wanted it to have a little bit more shimmer, but that's okay. I think I can deal with it the way it is. Let's see if I can untwist this top. The thing about this powder is it does kind of get everywhere. So, you know, if you don't want something happening with your desktop, you may want to put some more, like maybe paper down, or let's just see if I can't cut some more off here. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay. Now I'm trying to close it. There we go. All right. So, let's get this out of the way. Here's what I'm going to do. You may have heard of embossing powder before, maybe not. I am basically going to take, I'm a bit nervous about it, but I am going to take a few of my dashboards from my mini, and let me set that up there. Let me make sure I didn't get any of that embossing powder anywhere. Don't want it on my mini. Let's see. So I'm going to do something with my dashboards. Just a few of them, not all of them. Let's see. Which ones do I want to give a try to? I know kind of one that for sure I want to do, but I kind of want to do a test before I do any. Let's see. Which one am I willing to try? I mean, this always works. I don't want to make it sound like it doesn't work. I just get nervous that the ones I really like, I wouldn't want to ruin. So I'm just trying to see if there's one I would like to give a test on. Let's give a test. Of course, it's the very last one. Let's see. I am going to pull out this. Oh, it's from my agenda. Sorry. I'll go back to that one. Let me get this turned over so that I can get the last dashboard out. Okay. It's not that I dislike this, but this is the one I'm going to test it on. So again, when you're taking your dashboards in and out, just give it a test pull. Do a little at a time. Don't feel like you have to rush through them to rip them out. I am going to go back to my agenda because this was really more the one I wanted to do. So let me go ahead and pull this one out. I'm going to take this off. We're going to put it on here just as a holder. Okay. Then we're going to get this out of the way because, obviously I don't want to ruin my planner. So let's get this pulled off to the side. Okay. And we're going to do a test on this. And what I'm going to do is, so again, normally I work with the stamping of the embossing. So I might do like a stamp with the embossing ink, I should say. Then you put the embossing powder over the ink. You wipe away any dust where you don't want it to show. And then I need to make sure this is clean. Okay, so maybe you're familiar with these, maybe not. But basically what this is, I think what it's doing is capturing all the stuff. As you know, I have a dusty office. I'm in a room that has that little crawl space, and it's most annoying when it's, breezy and stuff just goes flying around. Okay. So you put your ink on your dashboard, you sprinkle the embossing powder over it in this. Then this little spout right here allows you to easily put it back in the jar. So again, if you don't want to do the tray, you can do just an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. You fold it and then unfold it so you have a crease in it. Do it over the paper, and then you can just kind of hold it and dip it back into the jar. So that's, there's different ways you can try. All right, enough said. Let's dive in because I really wanted to do something with this one. So let's give it a shot. Let's do, just to give you an idea, let's do this little berry or this little spot of snow down here. So this is snow. So I'm basically just going to trace around it. And you won't be able to see it. Now this ink stays wet because it's kind of a resist ink. So get your jar open. And then you do a little sprinkle on that very spot. And you don't need much. All you need is just a little bit. And since I really didn't get it anywhere else, you know, I'm just going to kind of put it right back in. So here's the spot. All I did was in between those branches, put the powder on it. Let's take it off. Now, see the dust? Let's see if I can get you to see the dust. Come on, camera, focus in for me. And it's not going to do it. Okay, maybe you can see a little bit here. See this like here? Like there is some dust. So what you want to do with your little fan brush, or you can use a little brush, doesn't matter. All you're doing is taking off some of the dust that is in areas maybe you don't want. Okay, so that should be enough. And since I didn't get this all over, I can easily just tuck it up there. And let's make sure, okay, because I don't want to heat up my desktop. Here we go. So I'm going to turn this on. It is kind of loud, but you know, it's just temporary. And then you're going to be able to see it turning as, again, I don't even know if this is focusing. I'm not sure what is going on, but hopefully it'll show it for you. You'll start to see it like kind of meld together. Here we go. Okay, bit of noise. And since these are special kind of, like they're coated a certain way, that was my concern. It did kind of bend the paper just a bit. Like you can kind of see it, but once I put it in my planner and I smash it together, it will do fine. And now you can see that the white of the powder is much brighter. And it is, I don't know if I can capture it. Let's see. Right there, a little bit. You can kind of see it right here. It's got a bit of a sheen to it. Let's see if I could get this. You still can't see it. But basically what it did was it took all those particles and it solidified them into, like, you know, a little, as you can tell, it's brighter than it was, but it's not like this. It's not dulled out like that. So that's just like one of the ways you can add a little bit of texture to your dashboards. And now that I did this on the branch, I kind of want to do a little more. So let's go a little further down the branch. Okay, I just did a little bit more. I'm going to bring this back over. Now that I'm doing a larger space, I'm probably going to have to use this to put the powder back in there. So if I try and find all the spaces I did, I think I got them all. Oops, a little here. Ooh, that was a bit much. Did I do that spot? I'll put a little on there. If I did it, great. If not, no big deal. Okay. So now this has actually quite a bit more. I don't think I'm going to get it back into this jar. I kind of wanted to put the cover on it because if the heat gets over there, I wouldn't want to solidify this. So let's go ahead and tap it off. All right, and then just use the fan brush to kind of brush away the parts you don't want to get any, because as you saw, it's going to get a deeper white shade. So all you're doing is, you know, not hitting the design that you put it on. I think I got everything. Let's take a little more off over here. Oops. And you know, like a little a smaller paintbrush would probably work. Something that was smaller and maybe softer might work a little better. Let's give it one more tap. Let's make sure I don't have any on my desktop. Now that I'm doing a bigger area, it is again going to kind of like bend the paper, but you can easily fix that by pressing it under some books for a little while. And so here we go. Let's give it a little bit more. Okay, so it does make it quite hot. Now, something to note about this pen or ink is that it doesn't necessarily dry very quickly. So, you have time to, even put this away, put the embossing powder back in there. You have time. There's no rush. It will not dry on its own. And I'm just making sure. Okay. So again, you can see it did warp the paper just a little bit, but once you put it in your planner and, flatten it out, it will be fine. And you can kind of see that it has like a glossiness on that. It's like it brings it forward. It adds a little bit more to your dashboard. So this one I probably could have done just a little bit more ink on it. The good thing is if you're doing some kind of like this, like a snowy scene of sorts, and you get like little flecks here and there, it could actually look like it's snow. So it's, don't worry if you get a little bit more on there. So this is, again, a dashboard. It does have a kind of like a glittery, or not glittery, a shiny coating to it. So, and that could be why the paper's doing what it's doing. But before I go and do, this was the one I really wanted to do it on. Before I do this, I'm going to finish this one, let it press under a book for a day or two, and, or a day. And we're going to see if it flattens it out. So we're going to do that test. I will come back, absolutely, show you what worked. If it works, then I'm going to go ahead and do what I had planned for this. So this was sort of a test, but also, something crafty, something to really elevate our planner just a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is, I think, since there isn't a whole lot of spaces where that is the case, I think I'm going to take my pen, we're going to do a few more spots, and then we're going to see how it turns out. So you're testing this along with me. So let's see, if I go along the branches, I'm kind of just looking for those little nooks where I can find where some snow is. So like on this branch here. And since this is like a pen, it makes it super easy to basically just color it in. I'm going to come over here. In here. And here. Okay, I like to, since this is the kind of paper that it is, I like doing a little bit at a time because I feel like that helps not make it too worrisome to do. And then if you tilt the paper, you can see where you put it. And if you're not sure, you can just shake it everywhere, because again, if you use this little tray, you can easily just put it back where it needs to go. I think that was all my spots. Okay. So let's take this, put a cover on it, and then we're gonna go ahead and tap it off, clean out any extraneous type spots. It's definitely something that you can work on in pieces. You know, a little here, a little there. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing piece. You're just lightly coming in and cleaning up any extras. Now, I don't know if I pulled some of this off. Let's see if I can. I feel like this one didn't get as much. All right, let that sit a minute. Get this on. And let's do it again. I may have accidentally grabbed some of it with the brush. Yeah, so sometimes if you have like a round brush instead of a fan, it might help to work out a little bit better to get in those little crevices. Okay, I'm gonna go with what I got, and we're gonna heat it up. Here we go, one more time. Okay, and there we go. I'm just gonna cool this off a bit really quick. As I said, it is a different kind of paper that I've worked with, so I'm not really sure. Okay, so there you have it. I'm just going to go ahead and clean off my desktop since I don't want this getting in my planner. All right. So you can't see it right now, but like there's little specks here and there that are kind of in there in the snow. But see how it makes that snow come forward? And it just really enhances this dashboard. I love these little nooks and crannies of all the snow that's piling up on the leaves. Really pretty. I mean, there's a few more spots I'm going to hit off camera, but for the most part, that's something that I wanted to create and get in my planner. The nice thing about this too is it's not going to come off. It's not going to create a lot of bulk in your planner, but it enhances it and gives you just a little bit of a fun day crafting in your on your planner pieces, and then adds a little new element to it. So again, I'm going to be doing this one off camera if this one looks great by tomorrow. So that was today's A Little Crafty planner video. I hope you give it a try. Again, I'll link everything below. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification. And again, supplies will be below. And then I hope you have a wonderful day as you create a beautiful life, one plan at a time. Or should I say one craft at a time? Thank you for watching.